So, hello and welcome everyone to yet another game day, by which I mean we'll be playing Dragons and Dungeons today for the 28th episode of Conquerors of Nolyn. Maybe the last game of the year, maybe not, who knows what our Wednesdays are going to look like next week. In any case, sorry for the delay, but the game is going to be happening and it will be underway in just a minute. But how about you guys go and watch the intro first while some of us finish up preparing, i.e., me. As soon as I figure out which sound input is which, someone just say whatever. That's so I can see if your audio is being broadcast.
I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, it is being broadcast. Great. Awesome.
Whatever.
Like, whatever.
I just need to make sure somehow, somewhere, sometime, that audio is not being doubled. Sometimes that happens, and it's kind of annoying, but we'll figure that out, as we always do. In any case, hello and welcome everyone, whoever is there, for Conquerors of Nolyn, the game of Dragons and Dungeons that we play, quote unquote, weekly. But, you know, it's December, weeks are not what they used to be. Things are happening, people are going places are being are calling people. It's wild. In any case, it's been so wild that uh, it would be right and best for everyone if I did a little recap of what happened in the past couple sessions maybe, so all of you are up to speed on what the hell is going on today in Dungeons and Dragons. So, this lovely trio of characters, this cards, Drachdarin, played by Draenef, Falkan, played by Spacey Yin, and Kolarys, played by Tinky 101, have been doing a lot of um, alternate stuff that maybe they should not be doing, but lo and behold, they did. They have been traveling throughout the lands and eventually managed to reach their, well, Falkan's and Kolarys' hometown of Madlanach, a city full of nobles and abilities in the region of the capitals of the Kingdom of Dragons, Drachdarin. They have, upon returning, started to learn a lot of things. Falkan, having lost his memories, is relearning a lot about his own city, culture, and family and friends, all of whom he has forgotten and is very slowly remembering. Kolarys is seeing the ramifications of his doings, what with invading a castle in Dreaming, being arrested, then breaking out of jail and stealing stuff from the said castle, and attacking the noble that owns/rules the castle, and then running away with a couple squires who have been liberated, quote unquote, but I'm sure they don't see it that way. And Drachdarin, who comes from the future, the far distant future of 1,000 years later, and he's in the past trying to find out what the hell's going on and where does he fits in this wild scenario that he finds himself. Also, learning that he's a apparently the ritual he has undergone in the future to bulk up in size, while while rare and experimental, in the past was commonplace during the wars that preceded the current times, and now has been banned, but there are a lot of people that have undergone this ritual, the Crades, they still remain. And they are a close-knit group that know one another, and none of them know Drachdarin, so there's a lot of things to be asked and a lot of questions to be answered. But more so than any of that is the fact that they have in their bag a dead man or dead dragonborn, a noble who has been murdered apparently by the by the orders of one Lady Uxian, a noble of Madlanach, who had him killed. And the body decided to not stay dead. He returned as a revenant and has a vendetta against her, but cannot quite catch her for several reasons. And he he has recruited this group to help him enact his revenge. And so Vargrid is trying to get Lady Uxin killed, but right now he's inside this group's bag of holding. On top of that, this group has decided to go and investigate Lady Uxian a little bit further to see what the hell she has been up to, killing nobles left and right like that. They have discovered some small evidence that she has been indeed up to no good, but none of it is concrete because, as it happens, people don't keep incriminating evidence in their homes or anywhere if they have the opportunity to destroy it forever. But still, they did find some things that could be used to bring her to justice, or maybe help enact Vargrit's revenge upon her. We shall see how that goes. After almost being caught, having broken into the Oxian Manor, stolen some documents, and then vanished from there, the trio reunited at Falkan's family home at the cool state, or manor, yeah. We decided that state is too big, it's actually a manor. They all reunited in the cool state, talked to Lord Deku, the patriarch of the family, about all of these happenstances, and he imparted again upon Falkan the importance of him maybe returning to the academy. Not so much that he really needs to finish his studies, but because he's being accused of crimes by the northern kingdom of Talam Forard after, that whole sordid business with breaking into the castle, attacking a noble, and all that. He's being accused, and they want some comeuppance to befall him and Kolarys, and being in the academy would grant him a little bit of academic immunity. Or, face trial and see what happens. You never know. In any case, that has been mostly it. And they all retired to Falcon's bedroom to rest for the night, but not before deciding to do a little bit of celebration for a heist well done. And Falcon had the great, wonderful idea of uh, experimenting the world through Zasalamel's body and senses and getting absolutely hammered with whatever liquor they could find that Josita, his maid, brought. And apparently he's plastered and unconscious for the evening, and I imagine this party, after doing whatever it is that they do uh, for the rest of the night, which I imagine is not much, have a good evening's rest. Is that so?
I think so.
I'd imagine, my lord.
Great. So yeah, all of you have a long rest. It's the morning of the following day, which I believe was like like we previously said, Fantasy Sunday, if you remember that. It's the first day of the month of Gafar, the last month of spring. It's currently Fantasy Sunday, and it's early morning as you all slowly come to consciousness. As the whole house, the cool state manner, starts to see a little bit of movement with people waking up and making their way to the kitchen, or rather the dining room, to have breakfast, and the clattering of silverware, dishes, and other such things. It becomes a little bit too loud to allow you guys to keep sleeping for far too long. So, all of you wake up, and the day is yours. What are you guys doing?
I guess plucking my unconscious bird off the floor and waking him up.
Oh, baby.
The Salamel is kinda a little bit limp as you kinda try to shake him around a little bit. He does make some very weak call noises, and you see that he blinks in a very unrhythmic fashion. It's clear he's still a little bit plastered, but you think he'll pull through.
Perfect. Just stuff him in the jacket.
Sure.
Does your bird have a hangover? Is he
Eh?
okay?
Oh
looked-
yeah, he'll be fine.
He looked kind of dead.
He's a familiar. He can't die, technically.
Sure. Fair.
I feel fine.
Well, that's because you didn't drink it all last night.
I technically did.
You... Okay. You know what? Fair. I have a headache, so... I need to go find something to eat. Kolarys, wake up. Wake up.
Mm.
It's breakfast time. Come on, we've got to go.
Oh, breakfast. I'm awake now.
Ah, good.
Hmm.
Scoop myself off the floor and slowly lumber out of the room very sleepily.
Sure. It's very noticeable to everyone in the house as you do so, because, because of your sheer size and bulk. The floorboards creak under your weight, and still being a little bit groggy from having just woken up, you do not measure your step nearly as much, and you stump your way down the hall and towards the dining room, I imagine, to stuff your face with some lovely, delicious breakfast, apparently cooked by Josita herself, and the host of Kobold servants. And apparently they have been expecting you to be around, because you see there is a impossibly huge serving of bacon and eggs.
Just give Josita a thumbs up and just very hungoverly go over there and start eating, just staring at the plate.
She just she also nods back to you. Oh, good morning. I hope you have slept well, my lord.
We could call
He's-
it that.
It's like an alarm clock for the whole house.
Well, at least I wake up.
Oh, he's just a growing boy. It's good to have friends of all sizes. Oh,
Growing. Get it? Get it?
Too early in the morning for your puns, Kolarys. If there's coffee, I need something in my body, please.
sure. Canonically, there is coffee, so yeah, they do fetch some coffee, and you all get a serving. You do notice that the lady and lord of the house, Falcon's parents, are still at the dining room, but all of Falcon's siblings have already finished their breakfast and have already left the dining room. All of them kind of just giving a thumbs up or nod to Falcon and you guys as they leave the dining room before going either all of them going upstairs to the bedrooms to get ready for the long day that they will be having.
Does the academy have a uniform?
Sort of. It doesn't really have like a full-on uniform, but it has a dressing code, so you can't just go dressing whatever.
No, right. No skirts above the knees. Got it.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, it isn't so much of a uniform, but it's more so that everyone is expected to have formal to be wearing formal clothes. Everyone should be wearing ideally a cape or a robe with the insignia of their house etched onto it, which makes it easier to identify everyone. And of course, depending on what you are studying at the academy per se, the dressing code varies a little bit. You, being a studious boy, are within the dark clothing robed people, the academics.
Makes sense.
Unlike the other boys and girls who have gone to study fencing and martial arts and other such things, they have more. They wear brighter colored clothes. Not necessarily color. Everything is like either white or grayish, but it's like much brighter, and it's more of like just pants and shirt, and some of them are carrying like gambesons under their arms, as they would be carrying gambesons and other sort of light armor as they go on to whatever things they're going to do. But you're not at the academy, so maybe things have changed a little while. And I don't know why I'm even telling you this. You don't remember.
Something revelations.
Sure. Well, you see your siblings dressing up like that as they start to make their way outside. As all of you slowly finish your breakfast. You see that your mother, she is there with a series of notebooks open up in front of her, still in the dining room. Her plate has already been taken out. She's checking up her little books. It looks like she's checking out her schedule and moving things around and deciding what to prioritize for the Sunday. Whereas your father, Lord Dooku, has a newspaper opened up as he's reading it, and he just shakes his head. It's dreadful. Right, dreadful it is. It's all over the news already. The Ocean State has been assaulted, or so they say. Valuable diamonds and jewels, family heirlooms have been taken away, and At least 3 servants have been killed, or so they claim.
I feel like that might be some sort of gross overstimulation.
Your mom, she looks up at you and says, "Oh, I don't know. These people, they do all kinds of things." You know how it is with the noble family. Sometimes people like to grow a big eye and look at the belongings of the nobles and decide that life isn't precious enough when it stands in the way of some valuable coin. Your father just nods to her, then looks back at you with a knowing look. Well, regardless, that is what they are saying.
Just singular eye twitch while continuing to eat food.
Damn right dreadful it is. And he just props up the newspaper again and continues reading it.
Drac just like looks at the other two and is like, "What did you guys do?" Like under his breath to himself. Like, oh boy.
Just slowly pulls out what looks like an unconscious bird from inside his jacket and makes it lip sync to like nothing. Like just moving the beak. Like a ventriloquist. He's puppeteered.
Oh, yeah, it's too early. I'm gonna turn this way and not look at you because that's disturbing.
It's just a bird. So many birds creep you out.
It's like you're playing with the bird's corpse.
I know he's like unconscious or just half awake, but yeah, he's just like totally limp. He just looks dead. It's kind of weird.
Just then, your mother, Falkan, she just props right up, points at you and says, "Falkan, no pets at the table."
Oh, right. And just kind of shove him slowly more back into the jacket. My bad.
By the way, are you going to get me the dress today?
Yeah, I can go get it today.
Good. I would hope that this time you do remember to bring back my dress.
Kolarys chokes on his coffee.
And you two boys, please do remind Falkan if you do happen to go along with him. I know that my son has been a little bit forgetful today.
Yes, ma'am.
It's not just today, I promise you that.
Wait, what does that mean?
See, he's even forgotten what we've already been through.
What?
What a dreadful shame.
What does that even mean? Why do I only get bullied lately?
So,
yeah, we'll get the dress.
As all of you finish your breakfast, and it would seem like eventually your mother, she just calls over Jazira. They speak a little bit about some of the scheduling, and she starts giving off some tasks to the servant kobolds before she gets up and retires from the dining room, from the table. And it seems like your father, he waits for you all to be done and leave. As in, he is used to being the last one to leave the table. You know this, Kolarys.
Drac is just waiting because he does have to talk to Mr. Lord Man. So,
Do you want me to leave the room?
I mean, it's just I have to talk business stuff with your father, I guess, technically.
No, right.
So, I mean, if you and Kolarys want to get a head start, I've got a couple other things I have to do too. I have to go see the other Kolarys again today. A
Yeah,
couple
alright.
of them wanted to talk to me. Totally exciting.
Well, go do that. We'll go get the dress, and then we'll go to the. Oh wait, no, you probably shouldn't come to the academy. Okay, so we'll go to the academy.
What do you mean I shouldn't come to the... I work great around nobles and proper things.
It's not that. It's more of the whole. Weren't you hired the other night?
The fact that you said proper things tells me exactly how much you know about being around nobles.
Okay, fine.
What?
Yes. Fine. Okay, you got me. I'm really bad at all this. Thanks.
You're not bad. It's more so.
Is he moping?
Who? Drag?
He's adorable when he mopes.
I'm not moping.
He's not moping. He's hungover. Actually, how are you not hungover?
Coffee.
He made me drink a lot more than him last night.
No, wait, no, I can't fix you. I'm not a cleric. Okay, yep, I'm gonna get a dress. Don't mind me.
Mm-hmm. You'll look really good in it. I'm sure.
What?
The dress.
Oh, I thought you were talking about being a cleric.
No. God, no, you would be the worst.
What does that even mean?
Go get your dress.
I just need 1 point of wisdom. I swear to God, I will cross class.
He totally would just find a way to use those blessings to harm us, wouldn't he?
Exactly. He wouldn't... I mean, clerics come in all types, good and bad, but... I'm sure there's some strange deity out there that would love him.
Mm. Okay,
Well-
yep, sure. All right, I'm leaving.
You get the dress.
Go with him, Kolarys. Make sure he doesn't, like, I don't know, get in trouble or anything.
Fine.
Please come with me, Kolarys. I need somebody to wear it on the way back.
Oh, anything for you, darling.
Perfect.
So,
And then take away.
Falkan and Kolarys, the two of you start to make your way to go out after, properly dressing up and everything else, getting ready for a whole day out on the street, maybe. And Josita comes to you as you're approaching the main door. Oh, Lord Falkan! I've prepared the carriage for you. Are you going to the academy, or are you going to do your mother's errand first?
I'm gonna go do the errand first, and then we'll be on our way to the academy. If I don't do it, Her Highness might be just a little bit on the piss side.
Oh, more than she already is.
Hmm.
Very well then. I'll have the carriage ready for you then.
Thank you. We won't be too long.
And then she kind of walks you out to the front of the manor. Is indeed a carriage already waiting for you. The coachman, he's just waiting along with the cavals that are tied up to the whole wagon. The both of you get up. Josita speaks to the man about the two destinations. First, the tailor shop a little bit further down in the Marcus district, and then the academy in the academy district. And then the coachman just nods to her and just yeah, and slaps the whatever that thing is called, and the coach is well underway, rushing out of the cool manor and out into the city of Madlanach.
Oh my.
Drachdarin, you are staying behind, however.
For them. I guess I'll just kind of peek over at Lord Deku there and be like, so, the whole parade for your house thing.
Very well then. Shall we speak properly to one another?
I think so.
I imagine, from the rumors I've heard, you have been with my son and his friend all the way over there in Dreaming.
And a fair bit before that with Falkan, yes.
And I'd wager quite a lot that I would like to think I know Falkan, and I don't think he's the kind of person to go and orchestrate a jailbreak, or at least pull through with it. He might be many things, but he's definitely not the morsel, as we say. I imagine that would be you.
Yeah, that was me. I don't do good with cramped places, so yeah. It worked. I mean, in the end.
So it is true then, the accusations that they are making against you, Lord.
To be fair, Falcon is not lying. They did imprison us for literally no reason. To be fair, we sort of just ended up there, and seems kind of rude for them to just, throw us in a prison cell first. They didn't even try and figure out who we were.
I don't know where you come from, but in here there's a little thing called diplomacy. I like to follow it every once in a while.
Yeah, I try my best, but sometimes it just does not work. In that case, it really was a big misunderstanding, and I do apologize for contributing to the issue. But we're trying to set things right.
Being realistically about the whole situation, I would like to think that eventually word of Falkan's whereabouts would have reached us and we would have been able to do something about it. But Falkan has vanished for a while now. We have not had word of him or nothing about where he has gone, what his plans were, nothing. We had no way to even imagine he would be there. It would take time for us to learn of him being there and then work it out diplomatically. I do not commend your haste, but who knows what would have happened in this time. I am glad Falkan's back and that you have brought him back. But the way you have gone about doing that has some serious implications. Both on the diplomacy between our kingdoms, or my family's name, but also on Falkan's future. He is to be tried for his crimes, to put it bluntly. And I don't know that there is anything we can do or say that will shift things in our favor. You did indeed attack a noble, kill guards at their prison, and escaped from it after aiding a rogue who had been there to steal things from them. So, all in all, I do hope Falkan reconsiders going to the academy. But if he doesn't, and I know him to be a very stubborn boy, I need you to make sure he doesn't get caught doesn't get captured, doesn't get killed, that he comes back home safe and sound whenever he does.
I can promise you that has been my main goal this whole time.
If things go the way I think they might, with a little bit of luck, instead of being imprisoned again, he might just be exiled to some other land. With that being the case, our name will mean nothing in those other lands. Our power and wealth will mean nothing. So he will depend on having trustworthy allies. I know that you are that already, but while he's in Madlanach, it won't do for people to see him walking around and about with a parade with no allegiance. Imagine you get my drift.
I do, sir. I am new to the whole formality side of the coup raid thing, but if you would allow me to work under your house and accompany Falkan on his journey and keep him safe, then I would be quite happy.
Very well then. You will be paid handsomely to do as I said, keep Falkan safe, make sure that he's not getting himself into any sort of undesirable trouble, and you will be rewarded even more handsomely if you inform me of all of your whereabouts, doings, and everything else. Whatever Falkan does, whoever he speaks to, whatever he talks about, wherever he goes, you tell me. Got that?
I will do as best I can. Consider me his personal bodyguard.
For sure. But, first and foremost, other than being his bodyguard, you're also serving under my oath. You understand?
I do.
Very well then. And then you see that Lord Dooku reaches into one of his pockets and pulls out a little wooden box with some metal details all around it, making a very nice insignia of the Dooku family. Then he just puts it on the table, pushes it a little bit further towards you, then just sits back into his chair, just pulls up the journal and says, "Very well then. Falkan is not here. I suggest you hail him and be quick about it. Do whatever it is you need to do. You create and then rush up to see what he's up to and then report back to me." And then he just lifts up his newspaper to read it, and it just completely blocks his face from view now.
Take the box with me and stand up and just leave the room and take a look in the box on the way out.
Opening up the box, you do see a ring. etched with the insignia of the cool family.
I don't even know my finger size. Does it fit?
Sure. Let's make this easy and say that it does.
Otherwise, he would just put it as like next to his the insignia that he has from his old mercenary company. He would just add it to that chain.
But no, it does fit, and it is sort of a tight fit at first. But when you press it a little bit further into one of your fingers, you see that it seems to get a little bit more comfortable as it seems to adjust to your form and shape, and you realize this ring is magical.
Magic. It goes on your finger.
Kinda. It doesn't go on your finger, but you do sense that it kind of fits there very tightly and very snugly. And you feel now that there's some manner of a little bit of a portion of your thoughts. They seem a little bit muddled at first, but then your head pains a little bit. But then, as you adjust to this new sensation, you realize that you do have some manner of telepathic link to Lord Deku.
Kind of look at it on my hand a little bit, turn it around, and oh boy. Well,
and then, when you think about it, you do remember seeing the other Karade, whom you went out drinking with the day prior, also had a ring like that and on his hand, bearing this sign of the Oxian family.
makes sense now. That's kind of nice looking. Right. I'll go get my gear out of Falcon's room and go following after him after a few minutes.
Sure.
Not that I know where I am.
As soon as you approach the exit of the manor, Shuzita, the maid, she's there and she looks up at you. Oh, my lord, I'm afraid Falkan and Kolarys have already gone. You're a wee bit late.
I kind of figured I was sort of sorting things out. You could give me some directions. They were heading to a tailor, and then
Oh yes,
somewhere
yes.
else.
They're going to the tailor down by the market district, and then they're going to the academy in the academy district.
Cool.
It's very easy to find the academy. It's near where the Oxian Manor is. It overlooks it.
Oh, yeah. Been there. Okay. Know what that is then. Cool.
Is that all you
Well,
need
thank-
to know, my lord?
Yeah, thanks for the coffee. Breakfast was great. Love it. Catch up with you later. I gotta go find those boys.
Oh, best of luck to you, sir.
And I'll take off down the road, but kind of meandering sort of more toward that bar from the other night. And also, like, just exploring the city, because, wow. Big
Sure.
city.
Yeah, it's a very big city. Even though you are big, the city still feels very big. It's having grown up in a mercenary company, you didn't see things shoot much bigger than tents. And then being in Redemption for a while, you did see several buildings, but even the tallest one wasn't nearly as tall as some of the buildings here. The tallest buildings were the Mage's Towers in the Mage's Quarter, but even Finasire's Tower only had like 3 or 4 floors. Some buildings here, they are very tall, like upwards of 6 floors. Many of them have a lot of floors, and they tower over you. Not everywhere in
Right.
the city though, but just in some some parts of the city.
He's just taking it all in and is like, I guess this is my life now. Weird.
So is there any specific place you're trying to go to?
Well, the like leader Parade guy didn't really say when he wanted to talk to me. Just that he did.
I believe he said tomorrow or at your earliest convenience.
Yeah, so he'll probably make his way that way first.
Which way?
And probably, well, back to that bar, because he's assuming that's where they just kind of congregate.
Sure, sure.
And then he'll probably catch up with the other two by the time they're going to the academy, he's probably guessing.
Mm-hmm. Sure. I'll ask you just a quick investigation check to see if you can find your way.
I'm sure that's going to go very well.
Mm-hmm. Just to remember, all of you do have one inspiration point.
Mm-hmm.
As is...
Inspired.
I feel so inspired.
Oh my.
How inspired do you feel?
No, you know what? It's fitting. I'll get lost. I'm okay with it.
Sure.
I want to save that.
Sure, fuck me. Let me see what happens to you. You do walk around a little bit. You decide to try and, instead of following Josira's direction, to go straight to the tailor, or to the academy, two places through which you are somewhat familiar with the road itself. You decided to kind of go off onto tangents and see where things take you. And lo and behold, you do see that you do come across a bar, not the bar you're looking for, the Wyvern's Way. You find another bar, a smaller one, one that does not seem to cater to the curates, because the doors and entryways and all of that is small for regular-sized people. But you do find this bar. Everyone at the tavern stops and looks at you, at first in bewilderment, but then in awe as soon as they realize that, oh, it's not just some big creature, it's actually a Karade. And then they're all turns to very befuddled, confused looks as they realize that they have never seen a blue Karade before. And everyone just sort of keeps staring at you for like a solid minute. And nobody says a thing, they just kind of look at you.
Drax just like, oh, wrong bar. What are you all looking at?
One of the guys in the crowd, well, everyone in the crowds, they just kind of get a little bit shaken up by your sudden outburst, and they just resume their drinking or talking. They just turn away back to where they were originally facing. But one of the guys, he just looks up at you and says, "Oi, mister, you're a big one, aren't you? Never seen a Craig
Big.
close up before. You're kind of a little bit reclusive, aren't you?"
Reclusive and few, it would seem. I'm new in town, so...
Oh, is that so?
Yeah, so I'm a little bit lost. You wouldn't be able to direct me to the tavern, the Wyvern's Way, would you?
Oh, I very much could. You see, is it okay if I ask for a coin or two? I know we're not supposed to, but you know, I could use some cash.
Look, I can give you like 5 silver.
Sure, I'll take that.
I don't carry a lot of money on me, it's not my way.
That's fair. Come on, let me show you the way. By the way, I'm Premier.
Nice to meet you. Can I make a an insight check on this guy?
Sure.
Is he the con man type?
You do get the sense that he might be a little bit of a con man in the way that he'll not necessarily that he'll try to deceive you, but the kind of person who tries to get kind of buddy with you and hopes that that'll get them places.
Okay. Alright. You can just call me Drac, I guess.
Drac? Sure. That's a short name. I like it.
Well, my full name's a little bit of a mouthful, so...
Oh, it's alright. Everyone has long names nowadays. Especially if you have short names, innit?
Well, please lead the way, because I have a very busy day ahead of me.
Sure.
I really just need to get here.
Sure. Just let me get a quick one for the road. And then he outstretches his hand, palms up towards you.
Do you want the 5 silver now or when we get there? Because I'm kind of used to paying for services when they've been rendered.
Oh, sure. I would like it now, because you see, the Wyvern's Wane's a little bit of true reach for my blood.
Alright, fine. I'll give you 2 silver now and 3 when we get there.
Oh, you drive a hard bargain. Sure, I'll take it. And then he snatches the 2 silver. Hold on just a moment. He goes inside, and then in a while he comes back outside with a very large bottle of some manner of liquor. He gets back up into the street close to you. He's kind of hugging it very close. And then he gets there, he kind of uncorks it, puts his nose close to it. Ah, just how I like it. See, this is the good stuff. And he kind of approaches it to you, so you can also have a whiff of it.
Just wave my hand like, no thanks. I don't like to start my day with alcohol.
Oh.
I've done that too many times.
I see how it is. Whenever you get all proper up on doing all of your fanciful business, and it's all done with the phone, isn't it? Well, it's down that way, and then we turn left, and then a right, and then it's close to the trees, and then we go forward from that. It's a short walk. I imagine you don't mind walking. Well, let's go. And then he kind of just takes a very big sip of his liquor, then starts leading the way. And you better gosh dang believe it, he does not shut up for the whole way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dear.
And Drac just does the, mm-hmm. Wow. Really? Wow. The whole time.
Sure. He starts asking a little bit more about what is it like being big like you, and if you have gone to the wars, and if you have how much do you earn? He blatantly just goes out and says how much do you earn, and all manner of like kind of very pointy, kind of uncomfortable questions that strangers normally wouldn't ask, but he all the time has like a very jovial smile and a carefree way of talking and asking things that makes it seem like he doesn't mean so at all. But you know a little bit better. He's trying to get a very good read on you.
I just stay the most boring, vague boy possible and just give him very vague or non-answers.
Sure. Sure, just make me a charisma check just to see how well you manage to not let anything slip.
This good? Yeah, that one.
Fair enough. Yeah. You manage to dodge and avoid most of his pointed questions, and you feel confident that you didn't let anything slip, not even which family you serve. And he doesn't seem to notice your ring or anything on you that seems too telling about where you're from, who you're with, or anything like that. until eventually the two of you get to the Wyvern's Way, and before you even get truly close, he stops like from the other side of the street. He points off to it and says, "Well, there it is, just like I last seen her. Ugly as always. Not a very nice place. Too fanciful for me. I'd rather stay with my compatriots close to home. This is too far, too fancy. I'm sure you know how it is, don't you?"
Oh, trust me, I've drinking worse. Much worse.
But then again, I guess you never know which kind of family you're gonna find. Sometimes you find a family, sometimes the family finds you, sometimes it is assigned to you. I don't know how it is with you, Crades, if you get to choose whom you do have to go be with, but I imagine, you look like a very nice guy, mister, and then again, I wouldn't want to be on the business ends of your ex, but I imagine these people there are your friends, and you're just gonna go there and have a good old time.
Talk
And
a lot, don't you?
come again?
Talk a lot, don't you? Here's
Oh.
your other 3 silver.
Oh, sir.
Thanks.
Oh, thank you, sir. It's been a mighty pleasure walk with one of you. They say that you're all guardians of the city whenever the big guardian isn't around. But then again, we know who that's not really true, is it? You're not here to protect us. You're here to protect the king, aren't you?
If I knew the answer to that, I would tell you. Like I said, I'm new in town.
Well, you don't expect me to really believe that, do you?
Actually, I kind of do. But, go buy yourself something nicer. Some nice drink. Get out of my hair.
Oh, come on, don't say that to your old friend. We're friends now, ain't we?
I'm going to give you 10 seconds to start walking the other direction.
Oh, you don't mean that. Come on,
10,
I brought you here,
9,
to the Wyvern's Way.
8,
You're new in town, you could use some friends, couldn't you?
7,
Oh, come on.
3,
Oh, I bet you wouldn't do anything, would you?
2,
They just skip some numbers there.
1. Okay, come here. I'm just going to grab him by the shirt and just like throw him back the way we came and just start walking toward the inn.
Sure, you just kind of pick him up by the shirt and just toss him, and you're kind of surprised by how easy it is to throw this man down the road. That he tumbles a little bit, the coins is still in his hand, kind of just goes all over the place and scatter on the road, and then he just ends up completely turned around on the street. And then he dizzily kind of looks around, gets his footing, looks back at you, and says, "Oi, mate!
I just
Can't wait to do that again!"
Just keep walking really fast toward the inn and just not even acknowledge him.
Same place, same time tomorrow. How about that? Good. I'll see you there. Nice to meet you, Drac. You're a cool dude.
Should have given him a fake name.
Okay.
And lo and behold, you do find yourself in the Wyvern's Way. And to your amusement, you do find that there's the one of the other Karade is there. Yorbroth, the red Karade who works for the Uxian family. He's there, but you see that he doesn't look kind of happy or jovial and jolly like he was in the previous day. He looks a little bit more somber, and you imagine that whatever happened the previous day has something to do with that.
Boy, oh, he looks sad. I'll just kind of walk up. Here, Brov. Good morning.
Oh, good morning, Drac.
What's
Oh.
the matter? Someone spit in your porridge this morning.
You could say that. Lady Uxion's docking my pay until we find who did break into her house.
Oh. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, hopefully you find them first.
Oh, I would hope so. There's a big fat bounty on their heads, whoever they are.
How much?
Lady Uxion is saying that she'll pay 1,000 platinum.
If I had a
Right.
drink, I'd spit it out. Wow. That's a solid number.
She says that the jewelry that was stolen isn't that, well, albeit worth. She says that it's just some trinkets and baubles, but, you know, jewelry is expensive. But she says actually that the heirlooms that have been stolen have been on her family for generations, and those are priceless.
And are you supposed to bring them alive, dead or alive?
Well, she said to bring them, you know, able to testify. You know what that means, don't you? They
Not
don't
really
need
good
their
with court.
they don't need their legs or arms to be able to testify. They just need to be awake and have a movie mouth.
Fair. Well, you haven't seen, oh, what's his name?
Fair
Was
Aurum?
it Fireworm? Yeah. You haven't seen him around yet today, have you?
Well, he's an envoy from the capital, so I imagine he's down at the city hall.
Hmm. Is that center of the city, or is it like how close to the academy is that?
Kind of a ways away. It's close to the river.
Everything is very far away in this city.
Oh, you'll get used to it. Just get to the river and then follow it. You will find it soon enough.
I think I'll. He's got to come back here eventually, right?
Oh, I don't think you will.
Really? Why not? He seemed like he was having such a good time yesterday.
Well, to be honest, he's kind of the business guy, and he was just around because he heard the talk that about you, the new curate in town, and he wanted to see you. Get a measure of you.
Right. Well, I guess he's not done with that because he did say he wanted to talk further. Okay, well, you know, oh, I'll buy you a drink real quick before I go.
All
Come
right.
on, something nice to raise your spirits. I don't like you being sad. You were so boisterous yesterday, and this is not right.
You might be tiny, but you're a good lad, Drachdarin.
Mm.
Well, yeah, let's make this morning a little bit better, shall we? And then the two of you go into the bar, get the kobold servants to bring some more drinks, and enjoy a little bit of get-together time before, before you go do the next thing that you're gonna do. But for now, Falkan and Kolarys have arrived at the tailor quite a while ago because, you know, they're on a wagon. So, Falkan, Kolarys, the coach parks out into the street. There's a lot of, you're in a more busy thoroughfare. There's a lot of people going back and forth, a lot of talk and hubbub of, you know, the big city. The two of you are very familiar to it. Falkan, kind of hazy memories are coming back of all this endless, ceaseless chatter. and you get down and you are right in front of the door of the tailor shop.
You really didn't want to make her any more mad, did you?
Oh wait, sorry. Could you repeat that? My brain.
You... it takes you a minute to get started after a night of drinking. Did you even drink? What is your problem?
I had to like pen down the moment I was addressed. Give me a break.
You really didn't want to make your mom any more angry than she already is, don't you?
No, let's get the dress. Hopefully Drax's not dead.
So
All you know, giving his name to random strangers.
Nah, he wouldn't do that.
Or getting lost, he'd never get lost.
No, never once. Drachdarin has never gotten lost. It's like a mercenary or something. They're like rangers. They should be able to like hold up their finger to the air and be like, "Yep, that's north."
That's how I imagine it works.
Yeah, he's a ranger, right?
Yes. Does your mother have a receipt, or do they just take the name? Probably take the name. Your house is higher than mine.
Probably just take the name.
So the two of you do go into the tailor shop, imagine.
Yeah.
Once inside, you do see that there is a vast array of kobolds just frantically going up and down, running hallways, corridors, between several racks, where with a lot of fabric just kind of being exposed, a lot of mannequins and dresses on display. It's a madhouse in here, and there's shouting and going on everywhere. It seems like there's a lot of people that, for some apparent reason, need dresses. And eventually you do see this dragonborn woman at the back of the shop. She has a lot of just sewing utensils kind of pinned to her clothes. And she looks around and she notices the two of you have come into the door. And she just points towards you and says, "What's your business? What's your business? Why are you here? What is your business?"
Yeah, I'm picking up a dress for the Dokul family.
The dress was ready yesterday. You should have been here hours ago, I mean. God damn it. Come on. You're late.
Mm.
And she just kind of starts ushering orders to one of the kobolds. And they all just kind of hurry off to some side to get the parcel. And she just kind of sits down, slumps to a chair, puts a hand on her forehead. Have I ever told you just how much I absolutely hate the Hunter's Grace? Come on. You see,
You really have a way with women, don't you?
Hunter's Grace?
This holiday is coming. You know it's coming. It's coming for a year. Why do you decide that right now is the time to start ordering your dresses? Why don't you order it earlier? Why don't you use the dress you already had last year? Why do people keep running to the wood with dresses? They're not made for that.
They run into the woods with dresses?
Yes, as they have done every Hunter's Grace ever since ever.
Oh. You know, honestly, I don't really see why they can't just wear, like, you know, robes or anything.
Because of the tradition. Males, of course you don't understand.
I don't think I understand a lot of things, but, yeah, still need to pick up that dress.
Of course. Sorry, where are my manners? You're here picking up a dress for the Dokul for the lady, right? What was her name? For Zimzi, right? Or what was it?
Right.
No, it wasn't quite right that. It's a weird name. I'm sorry if I'm butchering it. There's just so many nobles with so many names in this city to remember.
Xismy.
Zizmissy, yes, that's it. Zizmissy the Cool. What a wonderful, lovely woman. Ah, if only she could have been here. I would at least enjoy her presence. Who even are you?
Her son.
Which one? She has a dozen, doesn't she?
The one.
The one of no import.
Yeah, sure. I'm
You
not
won't-
imported.
The one of no import? What does that even mean?
I'm okay. I'm the mage one. The mage one. Does that help?
All of them are mages. Are
Some
you
of them are fighters?
are you the one you studying transmutation? That's the one that's a shame, isn't that? Or are you the one that ran away? Which one is you?
The-
Definitely the one that ran away.
Oh yes,
I know some transmutation.
Flint, wasn't it? Oh, no
Sure.
matter. Your mother, she was the state of her that woman whenever you ran away. Ah, I would not hear the end of it. It was back, some months ago when people were rushing to get dresses. It was such in and out, in and out. It was such a much better time when we could just sit down and talk. Ah. You have done such a disgrace to your family, young man. You should be ashamed of yourself. I know some people in your family is. You don't hear of nobles running off every day, do you? Especially after what happened to the Neodontudes. Ugh, that business.
Oh, and what happened to the Neodontudes?
Oh, the Lord, they just decided to marry some peasant woman. They had a son, but nobody knew about that for years, for a decade. How do you keep a wife and a children secret for a decade? What kind of person does that?
The
Oh,
one that probably
shameful.
doesn't want to get killed.
Just I nudge Falkan. Shh.
What is it, Flint? Speak up, I can't hear you.
It's shameful, totally dreadful.
Nothing, but we do have places to be.
Oh, I very much would hope so. You were occupying precious space in my workshop. And then you just see that one of the kobolds is kind of holding up a parcel, kind of looking a little bit frightened, and then he tugs at her dress, and she looks down, just snatches it from his hand, looks at the parcel back and forth. Yes, for the Dukus, here, for your mother. Tell her she is welcome here anytime, after the Hunter's Grace, but it's so lovely to see her.
Noted.
Now be gone! Out! Out!
And I do just that without hesitation.
True.
It's easy enough.
Define easy.
I didn't have to do anything.
Yeah. Okay, so, right. Where did Drac go again, anyways? Something about a tavern.
The coach
It's always a tavern with him.
What'd you say?
the coachman on top of the wagon, he just looks at the two of you. To the academy now.
Yeah, to the academy now. Okay, yeah. Hopefully Drac will be there. I'd throw the bird up into the air and have him follow it, but, he's a little bit of a rubber chicken right now.
Yeah, you just kind of sort of throws the Salamel into the air. He just flaps a few times before face planting into the side of the wagon and falling back into your hands as you catch him before he reaches the ground. He kind of isn't super rubber ducky, now. He kind of tries to stand up a little bit, but you see that he's more just sort of sitting on your hand rather than standing on his feet. He is in no state to be flying.
And you are not allowed to have that much alcohol again. Okay, yep, sure, fine. Let's go on to the academy.
All right then, sirs. And the coachman just once again whips the cavals, and you guys are off. And in a very brief amount of time, you do find yourselves at the academy of the Academy of Madlanach. It's a huge complex with a lot of buildings all over the place. The trees in here are different. The air in here is different. The kind of people that walk around back and forth are different, most of them being academics, students, or some such. And it's a much more jovial, energetic air in here than anywhere else in the city. And
Thank God.
the coach stops kind of in the closest place they can get to, sort of like the main square in the middle of the whole building, the complex of buildings, and it stops there, opens up the door. We're here, sirs. Should I wait for your return?
Sure. If you don't mind.
Alright then. And then the coachman just climbs down from the wagon and starts tending to the cavals with taking out a big hairbrush and starting to comb their feathers and such. As the two of you are in the academy of Madlanach. Oh, what are you doing here?
Well,
I'm just holding onto the
Kolarys.
dress.
No, right. I guess you can hold on to it. I don't see why not.
I figure you'll want your attention focused on here and now.
Right.
It isn't like not in the future.
What?
Time travel.
Wait, what about time travel?
Don't worry about it.
Anyways, we need to get me cleared for some whatever, doing homework away from the school or something. Take my work with me from the academy.
If you would like a reminder, you've been told to seek your old Professor Rishtkar Velheim.
Yeah, I wrote down the professor. I didn't write his name, but yeah, let's go do that.
Alright. You do remember him being your professor, but you don't exactly remember what exactly of. So it does take you a little bit of asking around. You see a lot of people, they look at you a little bit surprised. And, oh, hey Falkan. Been a while.
Yeah, had some things come up IRL, but I'm back for now. Just for a bit.
IRL?
Yeah, it's not inside the cloistered bounds of a series of buildings.
Ah, I see, I
Are
see.
you okay? The hell did you say?
Huh?
Hero? What was that about?
Listen, all I'm saying is later down the road, they're going to have some weird ways of speaking. I watched an owl explode with my own 2 eyes from a dance. There was a talking hamster, too, now I think about it.
Do you want me to call Marty for you?
Marty?
Yeah, Marty.
Sure.
Alright. Hold on. Marty!
For
Welcome
my
is
sake, who... Since I don't go to this school, who is Marty?
Are you asking Falkan or the guy?
The guy.
Oh, right. It's one of Falcon's friends. They hang out. He's also from the library
Ah,
department.
makes sense.
I mean, I think you guys are friends. I've seen you hang out a lot, but I mean, I don't want to assume anything, but you never know.
That also makes sense. Sorry, I got hit on the head a little bit, so I'm still a little rattled.
Oh, I imagine. They do
Took
tell you not to
some.
go out of the library. Things can fall on your head.
They tell you that?
Oh, they tell the people in the library that.
Oh, I guess that's one way to keep your bookworms in one place. I think. Couldn't they just read a book about things to protect their head?
I mean, I don't think you're at risk of having things fall on your head if you're in the library. It's more
What
so
about
if you're outside of the library, things can fall on your head, but if you're not in the library, you're probably studying magic, so you can use magic to protect yourself, or you're studying the martial arts and you're probably wearing a helmet, I guess.
I mean, I swear I got beamed on the head by a book of elvish insults once.
Well, uh, I'm sure you have. Anyway, I have things to do, so I'll be seeing you later. Goodbye, Falcon.
Right, see you later.
And then you see that this person kind of rolls their eyes as they turn around and leave.
I don't get it.
And it takes a while before apparently you see a slower dragonborn, like very slowly making his way out of the library, kind of yawning a little bit, and then he sees you, and you see that his face beams up when he sees you. Oh, Falcon, you're finally back! Oh, where have you been? You've been gone forever. Oh, you
Um,
should have heard all of the things that have happened. The people of the academy are creating all sorts of story telling that you they say that you went off to live in the woods with the druids. Some people say that you went off into the other realms and fought a dragon and killed some people, and some people some people are saying that you just transfer schools, but I mean, you would have told us if you were to do that, wouldn't you? Especially because you said that you would help us with getting the, that little thing I asked you about. Did you get it, by the way? Did you get the thing?
I wound up finding a Hydra and lost my memories somehow. What was the thing again? I might have it.
You
Also,
know
a bunch of bandits.
the a little bit of a spell to get us, a peeping spell to see into the professor's office, that so we could get the results for the exams, because this is the last month of spring. At the end of the month there will be exams, and they say that the last year exams are very hard, so we would like to be able to perform good in the exams, and also, so as soon as you kind of were gone and I didn't have anyone to walk around with me, some of the other guys, they came over to me and they sort of threatened me, and they said, "Oh, you hang out with Falcon, that wasn't the goods," and then they kind of said that I needed to give them the answers. I didn't mean to do it, but I kind of slipped. I broke. They were too many and they were too big, and I broke. And I told them all about the plan to steal the results of the exam, Falcon, and now they want a part of it. But it's okay. Now you're back, and you're gonna everything's gonna be okay, right? You did get the peeping spell, or you're so smart. You're gonna get the peeping spell, and we can look into the exams again and get all the answers, and then we will pass we'll pass the years. Is that right? Right?
Kolarys is just holding the dress and whistling to himself and not looking at anything in particular.
Peeping spell? Oh, okay, alright. One, I have many spells. Two, if I was gone for an entire month, why didn't you just study?
Well, you were good for 2 months, to be fair, and also I have been trying to study, but it's hard. And you were my studying buddy, and you vanished. Was kinda
For 2
lonely here without
months.
you. Yeah. And you didn't even tell us you were leaving. I thought you would be back any day. Or at least I thought you would tell me if you were going away somewhere.
Well, I had a little bit of a sudden thing that I had to do, and it required some expedited learning, so... Mm, yeah, that being said, I've got a few things to take care of here before I do anything else.
Okay. Oh, but it's good to see that you were right, Falkan. I hope the some of the rumors are not true, because, you know, if you killed some people, that's kind of a crime.
No, don't worry, I'm fine.
Okay.
Just made their heads explode.
I didn't make their heads explode. I don't even know a spell that makes people's heads explode. But for your case, I can try learning one.
I'm sorry, are you a student here?
Yes, for all you know.
I don't think you are. I have never seen you around. Oh, in any case.
And you know a lot of people. I'm quite sure of that.
Oh, of course I do. I know a lot of people, and I know all of Falkans' friends.
Don't worry, he's a magic adept. He's just fine here.
Well, of course, because no one would ever threaten up the magic duo, Falkan and Marty, wouldn't they?
I'm whispering to Falcon, who is this guy?
Just
Right, I'm asking the amnesiac, never mind.
Just gonna start making my way towards where the professor is located, grabbing and dragging Kolarys with.
Okay, see you later, Falkan.
See you later, Marty.
He just waves very, very widely at you.
Falcon does not have to pull very hard, by the way. He's more than happy to get out of this situation.
A place of very slow learning. Very, very slow learning. It's a little nerve-wracking if I'm being honest. Told that if things fall in their heads if they leave. I wonder if that was serious.
I'm gonna hold the dress above my head.
Yeah, there you go. Good. Yeah, okay. Now I have horns. I'll be fine. Nothing bad has ever happened to me that caused me to be critically injured.
It doesn't take too long before you walk into the academy, until you do see Professor Rishtikar just at his desk, writing off some homework, signing some papers, you know, doing a little bit of clerical work, and he's a bit too distracted to see people coming and going from the library.
Hello.
He slowly looks up from his desk at the two of you, and then he immediately notices you. Falkan, you have returned. It's been a while, have it not?
It's been a while. I wound up getting wrapped up in some things and wound up going missing for a few months, if I'm being honest.
Well, your father has spoken to me about your return to the academy.
Yes. I was hoping on getting some sort of, what's the word, overseas program or being able to take my homework with me.
Easy way out, or so Some people have put it that way. Well, as luck would have it, Falkan, there is such a thing for you here.
Oh, perfect.
It is a part of your whole program as a student of the academy to further the knowledge of the academy by adding new books and new scrolls to the academy's archives.
So you want me to acquire information for the library?
Precisely. But, being a student of the arcane arts as you are, I have talked with some of your other professors, and we have come up with something interesting for you to do. You have been studying weird magics. Not necessarily weird, but unconventional magics. We feel like it would be very fortuitous for the academy if you were to further our knowledge of the arcane arts by adding to it something new, never seen before. Your other professors and I have seen fit for your graduation grade to be based off of you writing spell scroll of a new spell that you will create.
You want me to make my own spell?
And add it to the library. As a
I
scroll.
can try that.
Of course, be warned, you will be graded on the complexity of the spell, the utility of the spell, the rarity of the materials required to perform the spell, and of course, the flavor of the spell.
I can do just that.
Of course, you will be required to check in with the academy frequently as you perform your research. I would very much like for you to not to be disturbing our work here as much as you have done in the past, but like it or not, we need to keep an eye on you, especially seeing as you have missed several months of class already.
Then I'll be more than happy to write. I'll send a letter every month if I can, or every week.
Every 3 day possible.
I can do that. I have a familiar for that.
Very well. I'm glad to see that you're back, Falkan. Some people would consider your presence to have been missed.
Well, my apologies to those some people. I can assure you that this has been for the better.
Well, I do know for certain that this library has been a whole lot more quiet ever since your absence. Well, that is your assignment, Falkan. Also, let it be known, even though you're not working within the faculty grounds, the academy grounds, we are still going to require you to apply yourself to this study, to this effort. We will be grading you, and if you redeem your grade less than satisfactory, we will not graduate you. I hope you keep that in mind.
I'll be sure to get frequent check-ins, and I will be sure to get you that scroll. I'll send in those books as often as I can, too.
Very well. You have 1.5 months to come up with the spell before the summer break begins.
Can do.
Alright then. And do you need some business, sir?
Hmm.
He aims at you, Kolarys.
No. I'm just here as an escort.
An escort.
Yeah, he's kind of my escort right now, helping me hold a few things. Don't worry, he's a magic adept. He's not unknowing of the arcane arts.
I'm not worrying about his capabilities or not. I'm worried that you're still being a dead weight. Very well then. You're dismissed.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, alright. Let's head out then.
Sure. So, all two of you head out, and now Drachdarin, after having some drinks with your red Karate friend, where do you decide to go next?
Town hall, I guess.
You're going to the town hall. Okay, all right. Fair enough. Off you go. It takes you a little bit of time. This time is a little bit easier. You just need to ask some people for directions to the river, and then they point you that way. Once, and then it's just walking a straight line until you do find the river. And once you do, finding the town hall is not hard at all. And within moments, you're there, just looking around for this other courage, Fairwarm. And to your surprise, it seems like the clerks have already been informed of your presence, or rather, it would seem like Fairwarm was just about to go looking for you. Thankfully, you saved him the effort of doing so, and you found yourself into the town hall, and eventually into the side office that they have lent aside for him, seeing as he is not stationed here permanently. Besides, it's one of the big offices for, charades and crates to go to whenever they need to discuss things. So it's the one office that is really big, has really big doors, big furniture, and big everything.
Easy to find at least.
Is there what?
Easy to find at least.
Oh, yeah.
A little knock knock on the door. Hello.
As you knock on the door handle seems to turn itself and then open inwards. And you see just Fairwarm behind the desk, looking up at you. Well, Drachdarin, it's a pleasure to see that you have made my life so much easier by coming to me instead of having us look for you. Please come inside. Sit down.
Yeah, no problem. Just cruise in and close the door and take a seat. I had stopped by the Wyvern's Way. I didn't know where you'd be, but your bruv told me you were here, so I figured why wait.
Oh, sure. I have important business to talk to you about. We have to see the guardian of the city. I imagine you have not yet been, have you?
I've literally been here for 2 days, so no.
Do you know Ritalier?
Doesn't ring a bell?
Ritalier is the guardian dragon of the city.
And can I ask why we have to go talk to them? Just curious.
You are a charade of which none of us know. None of us have heard of you ever, and you just show up. I, as an envoy of the Crates, I would like to, of the capital, right? I would like to know more about you, and also, but with you being here in Madlanach, I imagine you stand to stay for the foreseeable future. It would be good if you reported to the guardian of the city.
I did sort of actually just get in with the family this morning. So, yeah, I'm going to be around for a little while.
So there's your answer. That's why we need to talk to the guardian dragon of the city.
And are we going right away, or...
Imagine Ritelier's schedule is a little bit busy, but
Right.
imagine he would make time for such a unique event like you showing up. Besides, I've already informed him that we would be dropping by sometime soon. So, really, I'm in no rush. It's up to you. I don't know that you do have business to do or not. But we could go now or a little bit further on if you have any other business to attend to.
You know, no time like the present, probably.
Very well then. It's not very far, but we will have to walk up to the castle. Ritellier likes to perch atop of it, get an overlook of the town. And like it or not, we're in his domain, and it's a sign of respect to go see the Guardian Dragon, rather than have the Guardian Dragon come see you. You said that
Yeah.
you're new to this whole thing, and I don't know how much you know or don't, but
Let's assume I know close to nothing for the time being. That's probably the safest way to approach this.
well, I'm okay with that. Most people would find that a little bit uncanny, though.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. Trust me, I'm still dealing with a lot of things too and figuring a lot out, so yeah, I'm willing to try and figure this out some more.
Very well then, let's go talk to Ritellier, shall we?
Lead the way.
And he does. Since there's nothing interesting really on the way, and you get the sense that Fairwarren would rather speak all there is to say and talk about in front of Ritellier, don't get a whole lot of talking done on the way as well. But there, notes annotated. You find yourselves at the castle of Madlanach, one of the more the stronghold of the city, where Ritellier stays at, and his host. I'm not entirely sure exactly what is the whole government dynamic here, but imagine that this is one of the ways in which this whole thing moves. Apparently there's no one particular mayor of the city. There is a guardian dragon that governs the city, and there are many noble families, some of which are selected. The most impactful, respected noble families are part of the lower council, and they make decisions for the city itself, along with the guardian dragon. but only the guardian dragon and only the guardian dragons answer to the bigger dragon that is the king slash emperor of the land of the dragons at the capital, which is a little bit far away from where you guys are right now. So you get into the castle, walk all the way up. A lot of people in a lot of guards, they kind of salute you or bow as you make your way through. Everyone is very respectful of the two of you. You're not entirely sure if they're respectful of you or Fairwarm specifically, but all of them are kind of look a little bit more stiff when they see him. And eventually, all of you, well, the two of you make your way all the way up to the sort of like a throne room sort of deal, but not super huge. There's a lot of space that is not filled with anything except a lot of pillows arranged on the ground. You imagine that's where the dragon perches whenever the dragon is down at the inside the castle itself. Some of the guards let you in. All of them seem to know Fairworm very well by now. And just as he nods to everyone, everyone lowers their guards and lets you guys in. And then once you're in the room, it's just you, Fairworm, couple guards, and then after a short while, a very small kobold comes running up to the two of you. Ritalier says that he will be joining us soon, but the conversation is to go underway already. If that's alright with your lords. And Fairworm just looks at you, waiting for some manner of answer. Is that alright with you, Drachdarin?
Sure. Sure. No worries, I guess.
Very well. You, I suppose, is keeping track of this conversation to fill Ritalier in with its contents afterwards, right? Then the young kobold just nods. Yes, yes! I'll tell Ritalier everything about the conversation that so Ritalier can join in a while. Once he's ready. And then Fairworm nods. All three of you move to some manner of like side space with some couches and just a center table set there where the two of you sit down and the young kobold, the small kobold sits on a little chair kind of in between the two of you, just kind of listening to the conversation. Fairworm just looks at you. So, Drachdarin, you said that you're a traveler, that you're not from here.
That's correct.
Oh, that is great. But now that we're not in mixed company anymore, where are you from, specifically and accurately?
Okay, so you have to promise me you're not going to think I'm crazy.
Of course not.
I traveled sort of backward in time.
Backward in time.
Yeah. I'm literally not from here, as in here, which is now. I'm from here, but later. This is very hard to explain. I'm originally from the other continent, and I came here later, where I'm from, looking for work. One thing led to another, and I got very much involved in something that's way above me and kind of, yeah, traveled back in time with a wizard.
What wizard?
He's sort of my ward, and look, he has a lot that he's also dealing with right now. I prefer that he would not get in further trouble.
Sure. If he hasn't done nothing wrong, then there's no need for him to fear any trouble.
And none of this leaves this room, yes? This is very important.
Of course. Word on my crate owner.
My friend Falkan sort of seems to have displaced himself forward in time and brought me back with him. So that's the really short version of it. Like, there's a lot more that happened, but
Does this friend of yours has a last name?
he's of the Dokul family. I just like hold up my hand with the ring.
Ah. The Coos. Isn't that the one that had some problems a few months ago? And the little the kobold just nods. Yes, yes. The son vanished. Nobody knows where. The parade looks back at you. Oh, vanishing was him being in your time, future, or as you put it, correct?
Yes. It really was more of an accident, it sounds like. So yeah, not really everything was his fault.
And how long of a future is this future where you have been at?
As in, like, how? I mean, I don't know. What year is it?
Well, it's 1527.
So yeah, like 1,000, I guess.
1,000 years into the future.
Yeah. Huh. That's a lot. That's a lot.
So, all of what is going on right now in the world, I imagine it's alright, this time that you come from. Is everything weird or not as it should be?
I mean, to it be entirely fair, what I am currently experiencing is what I would call weird. So I think it's more of a relative sort of point of view thing.
Well, what do you know about the effort of the Almighty to banish Cosme in your time?
You know, maybe we should switch topics. And not talk so much about the future. I probably shouldn't tell you anything, honestly, much about it. It doesn't seem like a good idea. Not
But-
here to alter the past. I'm just
What
kind
do you
of here.
What do you think Ritilier would feel about knowing of the future? Then the young kobold props up. Well, the future is very uncertain and there are things that are better not to know, but A lot of what we are doing and what we are dealing with right now depends a lot on us not knowing what is going to happen. There's a lot of death that could be avoided and a lot of suffering that doesn't need to happen. And a lot of wars that are being fought for way too long that could have ended a long time ago if we knew what was going to happen. Well, I suppose then that means that I guess it's up to your point of view whether or not it's worthwhile messing with things.
Yeah, I'm really not sure that's something that, given what we kind of experienced together, probably not the best sort of idea. I've been very unsure this whole time about this whole thing, and I really don't want to go mucking about too much with it. But the war thing, war is still a thing where I'm from, so don't worry, that keeps happening.
Oh, that is what we worry about. Really, wars would end. Well, you say that you are from the future. I imagine that that's where you underwent the parade ritual.
Yeah, and it really wasn't sort of called that.
So, the wars have returned, and the lords once again are warring for territory, and they have lived up to the banishment on the parade ritual. That's how you came to be, imagine. To fight off in some war.
How truthful do you want of an answer? Because, yeah, that's no, not really.
I would like you to
What
be as forthcoming and as honest as you can possibly be, Drachdarin.
what I experienced was what at the time the dragon and wizard that I was working with thought to be an interesting experiment of an ancient ritual that had been long forgotten. Not knowing the outcome, just knowing that it was quite powerful. I do not, and don't get me wrong, I grew up as a mercenary. I'm not super well read in everything of that time, but I've never heard of anyone like you guys where I'm from.
So, what you're saying is that all the Kraid have died off, and the dragons decided not to keep on going on with the ritual. They saw no need for a mediator between themselves and the common folk.
Let's just also say that dragons are also much rarer where I'm from.
Much rarer. What exactly do you mean?
As in, like, there aren't many of them? As in, like, literally rare? Like, it kind of blows my mind that there's a lot of dragons around here. Kind of rare.
Rare as in
As in, they really didn't exist for a while.
what?
And people haven't really seen a ton of them.
Dragons have not existed for a while?
This is kind of why I wanted to avoid this conversation. Yeah, it's... they're kind of like mythical beasts of ancient legend kind of thing.
Wait. What are you saying, Drachdarin? is that in this future of yours, dragons ceased to exist for a while, and then you managed to find a dragon and undergo this ritual that has been banished but also forgotten, and that it worked, and then that you travel back in time with your wizard friend, and that's how you came to be here.
Yeah, it all kind of sounds really far-fetched when you kind of just spell it out like that. But yes, that's what I'm saying. The conversation literally was like, along the lines of, I can help grant you great power, I think. Let's try to experiment with some stuff. And I mean, there was a lot of blood involved.
Yes, that is part of the secret of the ritual, is that there is blood involved, blood of a real dragon.
And I mean, the one that I had been, meeting with, he fit inside of a tower. He's not as big as some of the ones that we've seen here. Sizable, but not
How big
huge.
of a tower?
It was a mage's tower, so I don't think the inside and outside were the same proportions, but
Are you saying that this dragon that granted you his power through his blood was small enough to fit inside the room?
yeah. I seemed, I don't know, young by dragon standards? Is that young? I don't know. I'm no dragon expert.
What intrigues me here is just how all of this came to be. I imagine that they have not told you any details whatsoever about this ritual, correct?
To be fair, I don't think he really knew much besides how to start things. He was also, experiment, meaning he didn't really know what the result would be completely, I think.
So, well, I would also ask some other questions. I imagine let's talk about right now, about current day or present.
That's probably a better idea, yeah.
You said that you were working now with the Cool family.
Yeah, as of this morning, in fact.
Do you intend to stick around in Madlanach for the time being?
Well, until Falkan decides it is time for us to continue onward, yes.
So, you know absolutely nothing about the Parade Order and the ritual that you have underwent, or even what happened, will happen to dragons in the future, in your time.
Yes, that's... I've been feeling tremendously out of place since I got here. I was already feeling out of place back in where I'm from, and falling backwards in time, and then learning that I'm not a one-of-a-kind thing, and that there are more. It seemed like the best idea to try and meet you, I guess.
That is very revealing, very worrisome, very... I don't quite know what to do with this information. Oh, Drachdarin, you say that all of this has happened. And I would like to believe that what you say is true. I very much would like to believe that. And I
I mean,
will.
I can show you proof. I still have my money from the future, which doesn't work here.
Oh, no need for that. I will choose to believe you. Which also means that I am choosing to trust you. But trust goes both ways. I hope that you will also trust us and tell us everything that we need you to tell about what is happening and what has been going. What future is this? If there are more things you deem necessary to tell us, or things that would be relevant, I would like you to trust us enough to tell us the truth about all of that.
I'll do my best, but I'm no scholar. I only know what I was kind of told growing up.
Well, whatever you know is more than what we do. What do you think? Should we tell him about the Parade ritual? Or do you think he's not yet ready? Then the small kobold looks up at you, Drachdarin, and says, "Well, I think he is indeed ready to know about our ritual." And then the kobold stands up, starts walking towards the middle of the room, and as he does, he starts to shift and transform into a much larger form. At first, he seems to be shifting into a dragonborn, but then he keeps on expanding into a into a draconic form much larger than yours. But then it seems like he will never stop growing until he's filling much of the room. And then you realize that all this time you have been standing in front of Retilir, the ancient green dragon guardian of Madlanach. After walking to the middle of the room, sits down on his pillows, turns around to face you now. And you can see now, for the first time, his real face, his dragon face. And you see the judgmental eyes looking at you, some wise and experience behind him, as he looks at your every move and examines your posture, everything about you. So, Drachdarin, the ritual you have undergone, the Parade ritual, is a dangerous tradition passed by our ancestors. Something we deemed necessary at a time of crisis, and then learned would be very troublesome and dangerous. The Parade are not only strong warriors sent forth to do our bidding, they are, in a manner of speaking, mirrors of our own selves. We grant you our gift of blood, and it powers you a certain amount. But this power is a power that, if harnessed and properly nurtured, will allow you to gather more and more power. With every passing day, your power grows stronger and bigger until you eventually become a dragon yourself.
A what? That. Now, I was talking far-fetched things, but that's crazy.
I imagine it is crazy in a way to imagine, but that is one of the many ways in which we dragons carry on our bloodline.
So, okay. That's a lot. That's gonna take me time to process. Cool. Does that technically make him like my stepfather now? Is that what that is? I don't know how. Okay.
In a manner of speaking, yes. You are bound to him, and bound to those that were also bound to him. The draconic blood that flows in your veins now, well, as is the case with Kolarys in here, that is a blood that flows within them for years, millennia even. Blood as old as the world itself. The blood that flows within you, though, comes from a dragon in this future of yours. A dragon, young as you may say, that has not yet even been born. Might have been sired by another dragon, of whom we have no idea, no knowledge of. We strive to keep in mind our bloodlines, to know where we come from and what we are putting forward. But you, Drachdarin, are in many ways an uncomfortable incognita.
Yeah, I've been trying to not think too much about the whole backward in time thing too much. It's rather a lot.
But you hold with you a lot. Several many important things. The knowledge of a future kept secret from all of us. And the blood of a dragon that has yet to exist. That gives us much to think about, much to consider, and much to plan for. Understand this, Drachdarin. Like Farum said, trust is a two-way street. I'm telling you this because I feel it is important to know what lies in your path, and that you cooperate with us in the future, that so we can pave a better future for our people. A future perhaps where dragons do not need to go without existing.
I am not certain how. Well, that be wouldn't that be like rewriting history? I guess. Oh goodness. Yeah. Two-way streets. Yeah. Yeah, I can do that. I hope.
Like I said, there is much to consider and much to think about. But we shall see. You have given us a lot of information, which we don't know what to do with. We will think about it, and we will act upon it. But most importantly, we will learn. And like you yourself said, this stays in this room. There is no need for you, the Cools, to know about the true nature of your powers.
Well, I don't plan on letting slip something that's kind of secret. I do have one, maybe two more questions, though, if you would humor me.
Very well.
Does the name Regerenth ring a bell at all?
Drachdarin. Yes. I believe it does. Is that not one of the dragons that have recently been born in the capital? Then Fairwarm thinks to his own mind. I believe so, yes. A white dragon. Recently been born. You a hatchling. What of this Regeorint, Drachdarin?
Well, the dragon that I had, you know, had this done with, he, I guess, knew or was close with this Regerenth, and before, or right after, no, right before we had started to leave, he was planning, I guess, to go try and save him. It's all really kind of irrelevant considering that's 1,000 years from now, but I just wanted to see if the name rang a bell. In my time, he's the oldest of the dragons, apparently.
So, whatever happens with the dragons in your future that they cease to exist, Regeorint survives that.
That's what I am led to assume, I guess.
Fire room. You are to return to the capital urgently. Find all information you can about this Regeorint. Fill me in. This is not to leave this room either. Don't think the people at the capital need to know of this just yet. And then Fairwarm just nods. Yes, my lord, I will do as you say. And you, Drachdarin, what was your second question?
Well, in my time, something very dark was occurring, and some very messed up magic was being used, very dark magic, for some pretty messed up purposes. Is the name Quanifica anything to you?
I cannot say that it does. What is named that?
Uh, well, in my time, Cornifica's kind of very powerful. Oh, what did he describe it as? A demogorgon? It's got a lot of followers, kind of like evil god sort of business. If you, if anything having to relate to that name does come up, I would appreciate being informed about it.
Imagine you have no well will towards this Bonivican that you speak of.
Let's just say that I have a debt to pay to an old friend.
Very well. I'll help you in repaying that debt, Drachdarin. For now, there is a lot to think and a lot to consider. I'm pleased to have met you, finally. You've been in my town for a while and you had not come to visit me. I would consider that a grievous insult to my name. But I suppose you don't know what it means to be a Kolarys yet. Or the customs of this time and your position.
Yeah, this is very new. If I knew, then I definitely would have stopped in. But since I did not, there's definitely no way I could have.
Very well then.
So, apologies.
Well, the apologies have been accepted. It seems you will go without getting to know my dungeon. And then you see Ritalier grinning widely, showing off his massive teeth to you.
Thank you. I suppose I have already seen one other dragon's dungeon, and I was not a fan of that one, so yeah, don't want to repeat that.
Well, off you go. I have much to consider.
Got it. Just get up and start making my way for the door, hopefully.
Then, as you do, Fairwarm goes along with you, but before you guys can even leave the room, he puts a hand on your shoulder, a very heavy, meaty hand on your shoulder, pulls you aside a little bit, and says, "Not a word of this. Any of the other Kolarys. This is between you, me, and Ritalier, and no one else. Got it?"
Understood.
And then he opens the door and waits for you to leave the room before he does. And afterwards, the two of you go down the way you came, through the castle main hall, into the outside of the castle, and then out of the stronghold walls, back into the streets of Madlanach. Fairwarm, he pats you on the shoulder again, this time a little bit more friendly, and says, "That was interesting, but also a pleasure, I would say. See you around, Drachdarin. I have important business to attend to now in the capital." We'll see you whenever I see you. Take care and stay out of trouble.
No promises, but yeah. See you soon, hopefully.
And then he walks off into whatever direction. You don't know where he's going exactly.
For Warham, could you point me toward the academy? I kind of need to meet Falkan there.
He looks back at you, then looks off into the distance, and points to a direction. There's that hill over there. That's the Oakshire Manor. Academy is near that hill.
Cool. I'm quite behind on a few things, but good chatting. And I'll just like take off running in that
Sure.
direction.
Okay, so as you, Drachdarin, were with Ritilier and Fairwarm talking, chatting and such, Falkan and Kolarys, the two of you were just coming out of the library. Thankfully, you managed to just do some very light conversation with Marty before heading off away from the whole library end of the academy. And what were you going to do next?
Is there anything light about Marty?
Eh,
So, we got your dress. We got your assignment, your homework. You have homework. That's so cute.
listen. Sometimes things have to be done to, further not being exiled.
So, any other business, or do we head home?
No, I think we're good.
Well, it seems we have to. It seems we need to go find a giant dragon friend.
You'll find us.
Right, because he never gets lost. We established that earlier.
Yeah, never gets lost. Not even once.
So, speaking of finding you, as the two of you are walking away from the library corner of the academy, the two of you are walking, and then suddenly you see a woman in front of appearing in front of the two of you, and she looks very elegant, somewhat regal. She looks at the two of you, and you see that she smiles very, very widely. And Kolarys, you do recognize her. This is no other than Sunare Uxian herself.
Kolarys is just frozen.
As I live and breathe, if it is not Kolarys Delmirev. What a coincidence! I have just been at your house yesterday. I came to talk to your wonderful family. They told me that you were not around. Whatever happened to you?
I was with a friend.
Yeah, he was with me.
Oh. Falkan the Cool, right? Oh, I thought you had vanished. People said that you were gone for 2 months. Could not possibly have been with him for this whole time, Kolarys. Please.
You know, getting into the usual kind of trouble. But not anything like murder.
Oh, I would hope not. That would not do, after all, you see. You are such young fellows. You have a whole life ahead of you. Now, come on, Kolarys. Come on, you know me. Be honest. Where have you been? Traveling, I bet. Seeing some far-off kingdoms, perhaps?
Oh, travel is too much for these noble hands.
It's true. The guy wouldn't be able to survive camping out a single night.
Well, fine, you can keep your secrets, Kolarys. I know your whole family loves to do that. But know very well that I'll be making sure to take very good care of your new squires. I wonder how in the world you came across two squires from Talan Forard. And then, what world is this that you would have them sign up at my academy to be knighted?
Hey, the world's a strange place. A lot of things happen. Also, I gotta go make a delivery, so don't have much time to chat. Also, I think the numb bird that's currently hidden inside my jacket's about to come back to life, and I'm a little concerned.
Oh, sure, but before you go, I just wanted to say some things to you, Kolarys. I imagine that we're gonna get very close in the near future, right? As I make sure that nothing too bad happens to your squires. It would be
Oh, I'm sure
awful
it'll be
if anything
very
were to happen to
intimate.
them, right? You will never get to see the two of them getting knighted. They will never become Sir Pent and Sir Cole. Oh, the woes that that would be. Isn't that right? Well, but then again, you have just met them. What would someone like you care about the likes of them? Maybe, I imagine you would care a whole deal more about someone closer to you. Wouldn't you say so,
You're a little
Kolarys?
obtuse with this. Wow. I would not expect the head of House Uxion to be so obtuse with their veiled threats.
I'm not being obtuse. I'm just like to play in a level field. You see, it is no secret to me. I am able to put two and two together. Or would you believe me not to have seen the truth and imagine it just a coincidence that the day that the one and the only Kolarys Delmirev returns to Madlanach along Falkan the Coup, someone breaks into my house and steals things that
Someone
belongs to
broke into
me.
your house? Where's your security? I thought you had good security.
Well, one would think I do have good security, but maybe this town has even better knaves around. Well, Kolarys, I like to be coy, but you're no fun to play with. Let me tell you this. I'll be honest with you. I know that what you have, and I know that you're no fool. You're probably planning to do something with that. I would advise you against doing anything with that, you see. Because, you have any plans with that? Some people you thought of showing that to, or some truth would like to unveil? I imagine something very, very, very bad and unfortunate would befall.
Since you're being so candid, why don't I? You've already taken one life. You've already taken many.
Well,
You touch anything I love, you will not live to see the next dawn.
well, you know me well enough to know that I don't go about touching your kinds of things. But I would go off home if I were you. Make sure that your mom, dad, and brother are doing alright. Also, don't wait up. Your sister will not be coming home tonight. Ta-ta for now.
Some people try to be tall by cutting off the heads of others. Those who scorn you taunt only themselves. Just know that whatever decision that you take in your life will be met with an equal and opposite reaction. And know that I, unlike my companions, have no method of holding back said's reaction. Whatever decision you take tonight is not out of my concern, but do be aware. Do be aware of what I said. Let's go, Kolarys, for now.
Well, ta-ta. Have fun at your philosophy classes, boys.
I would say it's been a pleasure, but my mother didn't bring up a liar.
Well, she did bring up a thief, it would seem.
I give her too much credit. That was all me. Then I just turn tail and leave.
Sure. Lady Yuxin, she just crosses her arms and just stays there at the smack dab in the middle of the campus, just watching the two of you walk back towards the coach. The wagon, rather.
So, how you doing?
A little scared. More infuriated. And remembering that we have a promise to a zombie that I would like to keep.
Well, they said something about your sister, right?
Hence the fear.
We should go inform my father then, and probably get Drac.
Yes.
Alright. Lucky for you all, just as you're leaving the campus on the coach, you do come across Drachdarin on the road, walking towards the academy, seemingly a little bit absent-mindedly, as if he has a lot on his head.
Hey, big guy, what you doing?
Oh, hey. You would not believe the morning I've had.
We met Uxian.
You what?
Popped right in front of us.
Just for a casual, hi, how's it going? Nice to see you.
Oh, no. Casual threats. In fact, his sister might be in danger.
She what? Okay. He just like holds up a hand, puts it on his forehead. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I hate to say it, we might be killing somebody tonight.
I would very
Okay.
much like to.
Okay. Well, all right. I really hope that doesn't mess anything up. Okay. Well, if that's the case, how about that axe that I was bought yesterday? If we're going to be doing that sort of thing, maybe that would be a good idea.
The really expensive axe.
The really expensive. I work for your dad now. Like, I'm sure it's fine.
So long as we name it Jim.
It's not? Okay. Kolarys, look at me. It's not going to be called Jim. I have a list of names. I have a list of names, and I listen. You don't get to know any of them until I pick.
You know, I could always write illusory script on your axe and write whatever name you want.
Just make sure you pick one of the blade sides, because that one is going into you first.
Me?
Property of Drac on it to make sure people know it's his.
Alright, look, both of you are very snarky after having been threatened in the middle of a street by a
It's our
noble.
cope.
Snarky, I was offering my services. What'd I do wrong?
You
I
are
feel
just
like I'm in
in.
the crossfire.
I think you're in the crossfire of several people right now.
I don't know what you mean.
Hmm. Let's walk and talk our way to the weapon shop. Get an axe so that I feel slightly more comfortable protecting you, as that is my literal job now.
You have to listen to me.
I do, but I already had to anyway, and I like you enough to say yes. So,
You could have always said no.
actually, I really don't think I can. Like, what
Official, you
else,
two are just dating now.
Kolarys? Is that perhaps jealousy I detect?
Quite a bit, actually.
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh no. Kolarys. Let's just, no, I can't come up with something witty right now. I literally just talked with the dragon of this place. That's so cool.
That being so, relationship abstaining. We should go see my father and get everything all situated.
Sure. And we're not dating. That's not what is happening.
No, just a bond that says you have to do everything that I say.
Incorrect. I have to do what your father says.
Eh.
Don't worry, it'll be like nothing has changed between us. I just now have this cool ring. Your guys'
And
family
soon the
symbol looks
shiny
cool
axe.
on me. I hope so. I hope so. Again, I have names. I have a list. I'll let you know later. All right, let's. Oh, I see you have a carriage.
We have a carriage. Would you fit?
No, I'll walk.
Okay. Let me just get Kolarys' mind out of the gutter, put it in a sack, and move on my way.
I don't think you can. Kolarys is permanently in the gutter, I think.
Born
I
and
have
raised
the bag
there.
of holding.
Oh, you're right, Kolarys.
I will murder everyone in this on the street.
Not if you're inside of a bag of holding, you won't.
Claire just starts screaming and runs down the road.
Oh,
Oh. He really doesn't like that.
So
no.
in the end, Kolarys ditches the coach, the wagon, just runs off the street. I guess Drachdarin goes after him, and maybe Falkan also follows them on foot, or just takes the coach to go to the weapon shop apparently, and then
I'm still lounging in the coach.
sure, then to go off to the cool manor. So
Mhm.
about the weapon, I have absolutely no earthly idea what weapon it was and what it costed.
I
Do
think it was
you
just a
remember?
It's no longer safe with the bag of holding in there.
I'm pretty sure it was just a great axe +1, if I remember right.
Or how much? 1,500, I think, right?
Probably, yeah. Hold on, I'll see if I wrote it down.
All of the money.
All of your money, give it to me now. Where was
The money you
that?
don't have.
Give me your money. I don't have any. Cool. Yeah, 1,500 gold.
Mm-hmm. All right, so
Cool.
you once again find the little guy who tends to the workshop, and he looks back at you. Oh, welcome. You're back for the great axe of the enhanced great axe that we have kept in store for you. Would you be taking it off now?
I think that's the plan.
All right then. He whips out a notepad, a pen, or a quill or whatever, and starts writing down on it. So these masterwork enchanted great axe will be going to, what was it again? Your name?
Drachdarin.
Drachdarin, in the services of House
Dokul.
Doku, for the value of 1,500 golden crowns, plus a 20% tax per day taken, and with no warranty. plus
You guys have axe warranties?
is
What is the point of an axe warranty?
enchantment act against cannot enchantment, but things that can affect.
I
But
I
side
think he's
effects
writing a terms and
can
agreements right now.
also sell to a crate of state of Gafard.
This is some wonderful ASMR. I could listen to this for hours.
And
Could you?
then he does a chicken scratch signature, hands takes off the paper, hands it to one of the kobolds. That is to be delivered to the cool state. At your earliest convenience, I'll be waiting for my payment and you can take your axe, mister.
Neat.
And then a bunch of kobolds come to take off the axe off the wall, and then they carry it, kind of straining themselves to put it on top of the table, and then run back to the foundry to go back to hammering, you know, the things that they are hammering at back there. Will you be needing anything else, sir?
Probably not today. Probably enough money for one day.
Very
I
well
will
then.
take the axe and just drape it over her shoulder. All right, boys, let's get back home.
All right.
Night.
And within moments, you're back at the cool state manor. Whereupon I imagine you go straight to the Lord the Cool's office, right?
Yep, basically relaying everything that just happened.
Sure. Just after,
And tell him about the sister thing.
or just about lunch-ish time, Lord the Cool is there, pondering all of this that you have said to him. Well, this is downright dreadful. So, I suppose, as always with these things, Lady Uxia knows what you have done. She also has kidnapped your sister as safety to make sure you're not going to try anything against her or present the evidence we have to the trial, to the court. Do anything with it. Unfortunately, I have already spoken to some people about this regard and it's being looked at already. Today being an off day, there's not a lot that is going to be done, but I imagine that they would hold a trial about it tomorrow, along with your trial for the crimes committed in Kalamfurard. But I would also like to stress to the three of you that Lady Uxian, she is very powerful. She is not gonna lay down no matter what you do now. Now that you're in her sights, she'll do everything within her power to take you down. Just as she's trying to take down the Neodontude family. My family, the Dukuls, are strong and we have a lot of allies. Political allies, military allies. Which makes us a little bit safe from her advances, but I don't know about your family. Delmirev. So, do you think?
Mhm.
If we do present this evidence in trial tomorrow, whatever she has threatened to do, she will absolutely do it. In some way that we cannot trace or find out about. In other words, she'll go down, but she'll take you with her. But if we don't, well, can't say for sure that family will still be safe. She will keep on going after you, one way or another. Were
So
up
we'll
to
just
me.
make her stop.
If it were up to me, I would just deal with her right now. I would stomp her down, crush her, like one does with cockroaches. But that would endanger all of you, all of us.
So what are we supposed to do? Just not go rescue Kolarys' sister then? Surely she's being held somewhere in the city.
Like I said, I'll leave that to you, Kolarys. That's your family, your blood.
She can't come after us if she's dead.
So,
So I say we kill her.
you're just going all out on her then. Said so.
She can threaten me all she wants. She threatens us around me. She doesn't live to see the morning.
Very well. Alright. I don't know in which way I can help you. But don't die. And if you kill her, make sure there's nothing left of her. And there's no proof that you've ever done it. That we don't know what kind of potions she has in place in case something happens to her.
Well, probably the less you know, the better off it is for you, sir. So, we will handle it.
I have fought in the war. I have lost a brother in the war. A war like the one I fought. We fought head on. We knew our enemies and we saw them coming from across the field. This war of bureaucrats, spies and intrigue is way out of my league. I try to do my best, but sometimes we need people in the field. People who know how to bend the rules and do things no others know how to do. All life I've tried to teach my children how to do things the proper way. But Delmarev, you've been an awful influence on my son. But I'm afraid that this is the kind of influence he needs right now to deal with this vermin. Well, I'll call your brothers and sisters. Make sure that they're home and safe until I hear from you. And don't you dare die on me, Falkan.
No intentions.
Very well then. What speed, boys?
Right. Well, Kolarys. First things first, we should probably figure out where they have your sister, yes?
If they have, huh?
We should go to your family then. See when they last saw her.
Agreed.
Alright.
Do we still have that carriage?
Sure. So you're going around back to the Delmirev's manor to talk to your family and all that, right?
Yeah, go talk to the...
Alright. So, to make this brief, just, enjoy the last half hour we have here. Your family has indeed not seen your sister, in a while. She left the home early this morning and has not been seen since. Of course, it's still the middle of the day, but she did not really say where she was going or what she was doing, and her whereabouts are sort of a mystery. I would like all three of you to go ahead and make an investigation check to see what information you can gather from the city itself. Don't forget that you do all have inspiration, by the way.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, which check are we doing? Investigation?
Yes, investigation. Also, gosh dang.
I think they got it covered.
Fair enough.
I think I don't need to participate for this one.
Still, how you have a +3 to investigation?
Yeah. I'm okay.
Huh?
You know, whatever. I ain't stupid.
Sorry, it was an intellect stat I just didn't expect it.
Yeah, I know. Jeez, this guy.
What?
So, Kolarys and Falkan, the two of you are very incisive even, about how to go about this, what you're doing, who and where and what you're asking, and it's very, very pointed questions that you start asking to get answers quick and fast. You do learn that this isn't recent even, but ever since you were arrested, Kolarys, or rather, ever since you went over to Talon Forward to Dream In to try and retrieve some family documents that have been, some documents against your family that have made their way there somehow, you have learned now that your sister, she tried to talk around with the people in town, try to do her own bit of investigating, and as luck would have it, or not, it would seem like she got very close to Lady Uxin's son. And they have been seen together a handful of times, talking, discussing things, being together very oftenly. And you imagine also that she would keep on looking for more information even after your return, hence why she would go to meet with him. as evidenced by some reports that you have heard from some people around, that your sister has indeed been seen today going out with one of the Oxian boys, walking off into some direction. Not entirely, or not super sure which direction exactly. But then, instead of asking about your sister at that point, you start asking about the Oxian boys. They are twins, Morzere and Orlatrim. They are both students at the academy, and they are inseparable, to say the least. They're always together, always doing things with one another. But they are not seen together when they are seen when one of them is seen with your sister. But then again, people don't really know which one's which. When you start inquiring about them, you see that they have been very active this past night and today, after the breaking onto the auction manor. And apparently, they have been doing some odd movements for a Fantasy Sunday around town, and you get some clues that they have been heading off to a certain direction through a place a little bit far away from town, not too far away from town, but a temple that doesn't see a whole lot of traffic anymore. It would seem that a lot of people have seen them going that way. And you imagine that if they are there, there must be something there. Furthermore, your investigation reveals that whatever they're doing, they seem to be doing it by themselves. It is not unusual to see the Uxian boys walking around without bodyguards or anything, but it would seem like that's the case. Today they have been walking around and about without bodyguards. It's almost as if they have been trying to be secretive about whatever it is that they're doing. So, few hours pass as you guys collect all of this information, and with all of this in hand, what do you do?
So, outside the city, huh?
Yes, a little bit outside of the city. Like walking distance.
We could use the zombie.
Yeah, actually, we could. All four of us could do something about this. Shall we be off? Is there any preparations you wanted to do?
Big guy wants his axe. Did it get delivered?
Alright, the axe.
You already have it. You walked off of the store with it in hand.
The
Oh.
being
Oh.
delivered part's the receipt and payment bit.
Oh, right. Okay, well, we have the axe. Did you want to get any potions or anything?
We have several, I believe.
I have none.
I do know you're keeping track of the potions.
I gave you one, Kolarys. What did you do with it?
I'm pretty sure. No, I have one.
You have one. I have one potion of normal healing and one of superior healing. So. Just don't get hurt too bad.
Easy enough. When do we ever get hurt?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
As a warning to you both, we're dealing with a wizard.
Yep. I understand.
Special advice for that?
Don't group up.
Don't stay in one place, and be aware that several things can happen to you. Charming, paralysis, stunning,
Instantaneous
petrification.
death.
instant death. I'm just saying, wizards are kind of scary. I'm not just saying this to be all highbrow, high and mighty because of myself, but if I were to point my finger at you, Kolarys, I could shrivel you up like a raisin.
Or give me a really bad headache.
Exactly. So, just be on your best defense, alright? Also, a wizard's weakness is to rush them down. We're
Presuming
not
that
very
you-
physically strong, so...
Okay.
Yeah, figured I didn't need to tell you twice. Just be safe, but not too safe. That make any sense?
As with any fight, fight like your life is on the line at all times, because it is. So, let's.
Do we have anything anti-magic?
I definitely don't.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you know how to counter magic?
I can.
Limited number of times.
A limited number of times.
Well, if it turns into a 4-on-1, we should be fine. But of course, she will be surrounded surely by other bodyguards and perhaps even another one like me.
Maybe those twins.
The only main thing I'd be very worried about is the other Koraid, the one that she has. If he's involved, then this becomes very, very dangerous.
Yeah, probably. So, let's save Kolarys' sister then.
Yes,
And try
please.
try not to die in the process. All right.
So we're going to approach the sun outside the city.
The temple, rather. I
Cool.
imagine that you're trying
Yep.
that you're approaching the temple. Okay, so, fair enough. That is indeed the thing that you are attempting to start to do. So, let's see. Yes. You all do go over there. Start walking towards the outside of the city, cross the gates. I forgot, by the way, but also, I did update your character sheet and item, Kolarys. Now you do have the dream cleanser stone in your possession, and it is working as intended now. It is adding a +1 to your wisdom saving throw
There we go.
Neat.
because it is identified. It does not require attunement though. However, your lucky stone, Falcon, did require attunement, so I fixed that for you. Now it is attuned.
Wait, what?
You do have a stone of good luck or something, and it adds a +1 to your
Yes.
ability checks and saving throws, but in your character sheet it was not counting as an attuned item, so it was not taking up an attunement slot. Not that you have like other things to attune to, but it just keeping you all honest.
Yeah. I was trying to figure out why it was like the Stone of Good Luck was giving me a few issues even in the last thing we had. I don't know what's up with this item. The Staff of Erupting Earth seems like it's working again now.
Oh yeah, it should be. Yeah, I think I went up around and about fixing some of the items. And
Yeah, my items are all checked out now.
Drachdarin, you have added your +1 great axe.
That's what I'm working on right now.
You want me to do it for you?
I mean, if you want, because the importer doesn't work, so my life is much harder to put stuff in now.
It should be working.
Is it? Last time we
Ah,
talked, it sure wasn't.
it should be. Oh no, never mind. It has the
Thought it-
plus. It has it is working, but it doesn't have the +1 great axe. It has the great axe and the +1 weapon.
Oh, weird.
So I'll add the +1 weapon, the generic variant, trademark, and then you can uh,
Change it.
change it to suit your needs. I could do the
That
other
works
way
too.
around, just add a new great axe and then have you just put a +1 to its name. But I guess it's
Yeah.
more fun for you to do it this way. Otherwise, we'll figure this out throughout the week. In any case, all three of you exit the city gates. There's several buildings outside of the city walls. However, as you go down, some of these buildings start to become like more so farms and such. But before you go too far away, you do see a temple, a church-like building to one of the many deities. And you approach, and the gate is closed, but it is closed and padlocked. But there seems that like there's been some recent traffic coming in this way.
Well, this is where I use my tool.
You have tools.
I have thieves' tools.
We should definitely be stealthy, please, if we can.
Uh, that is a very low roll, so I will ask you for a stealth check. You do open the gate, but let's see if you do manage. Yeah,
Stealth.
even though stealth. Even though most of the building looks kind of run down, the padlocks are brand new. 14 is enough to hide, though, or at least mask your entrance into the property itself. As you walk in, there is a whole garden with some hedges and statues here and there. A whole like central walkway that is very, very well made and polished, with a little fountain by the middle, and you do see that someone's been trekking mud on a path up to the main entrance, going up a little set of stairs and into the main temple itself. There is plenty of windows in this building, it being a temple / church, but the windows seems obscured by something on the inside. You can imagine some fabric has been put over them. Making it hard to see exactly what's on the other side through the windows.
So we can't see inside the building very well.
Yeah. I will ask you all to make a perception check if you would like, to get a
Can
sense.
do.
Hey.
Okay. Your height advantage, Drachdarin, helps you a little bit with catching some spots here and there where the fabric, the curtains are kind of folded in some weird ways that allows you to see a little bit better on the inside. And even though it's mostly dark and hard to see, you do notice there's two shapes at the very back of the church moving around, and there seems to be a person laying down on the floor. The shapes, they seem to be moving their mouths, but it's kind of far away for you to be able to listen to them, and they do seem to be whispering. You can hear some echoes of the whispers, but not quite what they are saying. But eventually you do see that one of these shapes, those two shapes look very similar, by the way, but one of them seems to pull a scroll, unfurls it, and starts to read it, cast some manner of spell.
Well, it definitely looks like we're in the right place. They're in there.
How many?
Right.
Two, from what I can see, and one laying on the ground, presumably your sister. And one of them just cast something.
Kolarys' fist clenches. How
Nothing
did
has
we get
happened.
in?
Well, we could just go straight through the window. You could sneak in. We have options.
Break in there.
Do you want me to just go straight to the window?
Break in there. Good now.
Okay. Hold on, please. How big is the window?
There is also the front door.
Yeah, how big's the window?
The window is fairly big.
Cool.
You can fit through it, kind of sideways. Just as a warning, you being big as you are, Drachdarin, you'll probably get a little bit scratched going through the window, so I will have you suffer damage. Go through
That's
it.
okay. So, you two, Kolarys, Falkan, go in the front door. I will make a big scene. I will break through the window.
Smashing through
Ew.
sideways.
It's going to be great and probably hurt, and that's fine.
I'm so proud of you.
Are you really?
Honestly, yes.
Cool.
I just give Drac a big hug and then sprint off towards the front door.
Just be ready. I'll draw their attention, and then you guys can surprise them. Good idea? Good idea.
Good idea.
And I'll kind of back off and line up with one of the windows and just wait for them to get near the door. And then I'm going to take a few running steps and just leap full body through one of the windows.
Alright, okay. There are plenty of windows. How close are you trying to get to them?
I don't want to get too close. I want to make a scene, preferably that would have them not looking straight at the front door, like if there's a set of windows toward the side of the building to just burst right through. But I want to make a scene, not that a extremely tall dragon man flying through a window isn't already, but, leap in, axe out, big roar.
Okay, tell me, up to how many feet do you want to get from them?
I want to end up within 15 feet of them.
15 feet? Wow.
If I can. If not, if it's further back, that's fine.
Boy. Okay, 15.
It just depends. It depends on the window placement. I don't want to get too close, but I don't want to be too far either.
That's what I'm looking into. Okay, fair enough. So, Drachdarin, just go ahead and make an athletics check just to see if you are able to minimize the damage you suffer from jumping through the window. Alright. Now, I would like you to roll a regular difficulty DC for this. Fair enough, you managed to jump through the window, you bursted it. It just explodes as your whole hulking shape goes through it. You just suffer 1 point of damage. As you land on the other side, being showered by shards of glass, you kind of, as you jump through, you hold on to the curtains, and it helps protect you a little bit from all the glass shards that would fall on you, and then you just toss it aside, revealing yourself the hulking 10 feet tall dragonborn that has just burst through the window. As
I throw the cloak aside, or the curtain aside, draw the axe and slam it down, blade first into the floor, and just very imposing.
Sure, I need you, Falkan and Kolarys, to make a stealth check with advantage as you enter through the main door silently.
Like normal people.
Right? Ooh, look at that. Hold down shift.
Sorry, I just couldn't find it.
Sure. Okay, yeah. The two of you do make it. You get inside the building. No problem. You are not seen by them because they are too busy seeing Drachdarin. And also to boot, Zeslamel is there with you.
Heck yeah.
Sassy.
And Zeslamel is no longer plastered, so
Thank goodness.
he can be
The
used in
bird boy.
combat if you need to, for any reason. So, as you jump through the window, there is this moment where the two, the Oxian twins, they look very shocked as they look to Drachdarin. One of them holds up his hand, and you see that there's a ring with the Oxian family crest on it, and he presses tightly on it and just starts, "Mother! They're here, Mother! Come!" And can see now this awful situation all of you find yourselves in right now. But this is the combat that will be happening next week because this is all we have for today, you guys.
Oh god, it's been 3.5 hours already.
Yeah.
It has.
Jesus Christ! All right.
Want a fun little anecdote?
Fun.
I started trying to log into Final Fantasy XIV near the beginning of the session, and I'm still not in.
Oh,
wow.
my god.
The queue times.
That's
Gosh,
a
Prime time
Bro.
queue times, baby.
I can't wait to have a 3-way wizard fight next time. Do it.
magic.
Magic.
Well, yeah, we will see how it goes, but hopefully it'll be intense enough for the likes of you. With all the deliciousness that befalls this nonsense that is, political
I just came-
intrigue happening.
I just came through a window. Somebody's gonna die.
Oh yeah, man, I wish I could make sound effects. It would be so cool. But nay,
Drac
alas.
went out the window.
At the window.
But yeah, we have Drachdarin all the way there in the back, placed 10 feet away from one of the Oxian twins. You don't know which one.
Heck yeah. Don't
There-
care.
Are similar, and you don't know what they can do. But
Boy.
there you go. In between them, there is the laying down on the ground flat is Kolarys' sister, Orimela, and around them there seems to be a little magic aura of possibly not goodness that one of them has just cast because it was not there when you looked previously. You don't know what that does. You did not. Falkan did not see the spell being cast, so you don't recognize it. And Drachdarin, you have absolutely no idea what even magic is.
Yep.
On the very far back, at the main entrance, we have Falkan, Kolarys, and Zeslamel coming in to bring up the rear and possibly a little bit of pain to these two naughty, cheeky boys. But that's off for next week. Because now it's time for for me to talk to the viewers and say hi. Thank you for watching this 2088th episode of Conquerors of Nolyn with a little bit of intrigue, some high intensity, whatever this is that is going to be happening. And I don't know about scheduling. They do be tricky sometimes. That's how things is. But I will always be announcing on my Twitter, or rather the Dice Raiders Twitter, whenever the next game is going to be happening. Probably at the time the game is happening. So do check up your Twitter feed on Wednesdays around 4 hours ago to make sure there is a game happening or not. And, if not, I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas and New Year's. If not, we shall see each other next week or whenever for this hopefully epic combat that is gonna be happening here. Other than that, thanks for watching. See you all later. Bye bye.